Welcome back to reading children's books with Kids Book Pub and publishing our children's stories. So today we are going to read Samson the Sock Monster. Now, I don't know about you guys, but growing up, I had five brothers, and growing up we would basically have to dig in this big laundry basket every morning for whatever socks we were going to wear. And then, when I was growing up, everybody wore white socks. We didn't have all these multicolored mismatched socks that we do now. So there's this gigantic laundry basket full of white socks. I have five brothers, and then of course my parents, and we just kind of had to dig every morning, every morning. Partially because we couldn't find half of the socks. They were either expanded too big in the, I don't even know what that means, but they were stretched out too far in the ankle or the calf, or we just flat out couldn't find them. They were missing or they were buried at the bottom, but we were always digging for it. Well, this story, Samson the Sock Monster, tells us where our socks go and the little creature that takes them. So join me for Samson the Sock Monster. This is the first edition of a five-part series. The first and second books are out, and the first one has actually has a second edition out to it. So join me for Samson the Sock Monster. Samson the Sock Monster is rarely seen. He's quick, quiet, and patiently awaits socks. Most people don't realize that sock monsters even exist. Wyatt is the one little boy who just happens to meet his sock monster. Samson's favorite part of the day is nap time. Every day before nap, Wyatt peels off his socks, climbs in bed, and cuddles under the covers. When all is quiet and there is no movement from the bed, Samson makes his move. He races across the bedroom floor, grabs a sock, and is back under the bed in a flash. One day, Wyatt was so tired he climbed into bed and fell asleep with his socks still on his feet. Samson patiently listened for noise and movement coming from the bed. The coast was clear. He darted out from under the bed and began searching around Wyatt's room for a sock. There were no socks to be found. He couldn't believe it. Samson began to panic. Bravely, he crawled up to the side of Wyatt's bed. There were Wyatt's socks, still snugly on his feet. Samson thought for a moment, and then he did something no sock monster has ever done before. He started to pull the sock off Wyatt's foot. Wyatt sat up, suddenly, wide awake, and Samson froze with fear. They both sat in awe, staring at each other. Wyatt curiously asked, while rubbing his eyes, Who are you?" "My name is Samson," he replied. "Oh, Samson, why are you pulling at my sock?" asked Wyatt. "Well, you see," Samson said as he hung his head, looking just a bit guilty, "I'm the one who takes your socks." "Why?" asked Wyatt. "That's just what sock monsters do," Samson replied. He motioned to Wyatt to come follow, and led him under the bed so he could see all the ways his socks could be used. "We need them to build our homes, sleep in, play with, and sometimes if they're dirty enough, we even eat them." "So that's where all my socks go?" Wyatt said. "My mom always blames the dryer." "Ah, yes. Well, Donnie the dryer takes your socks too," Samson explained. "What do you mean?" Wyatt asked, even more confused. "Once a child grows up and learns to pick up their dirty socks, sock monsters no longer have anything to build with, sleep in, play with, or eat," exclaimed Samson. "So when that day comes, we have to move. Some sock monsters move away, but most just move in behind the dryer. There was an agreement long ago that dryers would help any and all sock monsters without a home. The agreement has been passed down through many generations. Donnie only takes one sock at a time, so no one suspects a thing. You know, Samson, if Donnie took my matching pairs, Mom would never notice, Wyatt said. You should let him know. I will, Samson replied. I'd better go to sleep. My mom will be back to check on me any minute now, Wyatt said. From now on, I'll try to remember to leave my socks for you, Wyatt promised. Thanks, Wyatt, said Samson. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed Samson the Sock Monster, and if you have your own sock story, share it. And if you liked and